Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And man, the new year is off to a fantastic start.
This is like one of those times you want to facepalm.
Yeah, apparently, the word on the street is Ezra Miller stays in the DCEU even after everybody else got cut.
Because that makes so much sense.
The one person who is participating in criminal activity, who is constantly giving Warner Brothers a black eye, a PR black eye, is the one they're going to double down on and keep.
Do you want to know what the reasoning is? Because he's been good since he went to them and talked to them and they agreed to keep that. That's why. That's what the argument is.
There's got to be something else. There has to be something else going on.
He's got dirt on somebody or something, because this, either they're trying to protect, their potential groomers. I don't know.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't remember the last time a celebrity has had this many negative headlines. And
we're talking about actually going out and assaulting people.
Assaulting people, grooming people,
breaking into somebody's house.
Just absolute batshit illegal behavior. And the word is that Warner Brothers will not get rid of Ezra Miller. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 284,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We've been following the Ezra Miller craziness for months, years. This has been going on for like 2 years now. And Ezra Miller, just to give you a really brief overview, bird's eye view, Ezra Miller has participated in multiple potentially illegal.
Right. Okay, so like Iceland. Then he got accused of hitting a woman in Iceland.
Yes.
And then he decided to do Hawaii. And then
Ezra Miller does Hawaii.
He went and he supposedly threw a chair at a woman. He hit somebody else at a bar. He broke into someone's house and stole their passports and wallet or something. And all that. And he always discussed slap on the wrist. That doesn't count his time in wherever he lives, Vermont, where he went to parties and I guess apparently was talking about their non-binary child and how the child should come with him so that they could be there, they could reach their full potential. And then apparently he has a cult that had guns or bullets or something laying around. And alcohol,
drugs and guns and lawyers.
He has a harem thing going on, and he was mad at Susan Sarandon about not worshing him or something.
So all this stuff, and
something
oh my God, he was mad.
He broke into somebody's house.
Susan's right. Yeah, he's gonna go to court for that, isn't he? Because he broke in.
That's the one thing that they're actually going to press charges on, apparently.
It's like getting Al Capone for tax evasion. Yeah. It's of all the stuff that he's done. So yeah, I mean, every article talking about Ezra Miller, this is one thing where, one situation where I don't think it's, the fans versus the media. The media is even of all the people you're gonna keep Ezra Miller.
People are pretty much generally unified on the idea that Ezra Miller is a bad decision. I mean, I have yet to meet anybody that's this is a great idea.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. So they're going to move forward with Ezra Miller, potentially, possibly, most likely after they reboot the DC universe. That means that they gave up Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot for Ezra Miller. Let that sink in a little bit.
We forgot about the whole thing with that Takata Iron Eyes or whatever.
Oh yeah, did we ever figure out what happened to her?
I don't know. Sorry, they're he now.
Oh, okay. You ever figure out what happened to them?
I don't know.
Them there. All right. So this is coming from IGN. Henry Cavill's Superman, Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam may not play a part in the new DCEU. Ezra Miller's Flash could still have a role to play, according to a recent report from Variety. Some Warner Brothers Discovery execs are still willing to work with Ezra Miller. According to the report, the fact that Miller has stayed out of trouble since they began mental health treatment last summer has reopened the door to Miller appearing as the Flash again in the future. So Henry Cavill was bad. Gal Gadot was bad.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson was bad. But, hey, this guy's going around beating people up and on trial for armed or for breaking into someone's house, and then he was taking people's ID, and
so
there's a bunch of things with kids.
Here we go. IGN, 3 paragraphs outlining everything that Ezra Miller's done, or most of what I think you'd have to write a book for everything Ezra Miller's done. Talking about the legal troubles, capturing nationwide attention last June. The actor seemingly disappeared while facing issues in Hawaii, Massachusetts, and North Dakota.
Probably so Warner Brothers could pay it off.
Miller has been accused of throwing a chair at a woman, grooming minors, and other misconduct. This isn't hey, he's into drugs. Hey, maybe he hit somebody once and it was an altercation at a bar and that's it. This is every freaking week there's some kind of PR night, like any other actor, just one of these incidents would get you canceled.
Right. Well, he's hiding behind, I use they, them pronouns, which is funny because some of his friends have come out and said that when not in front of a camera, when not, being with the police, no problem being he, but then this is according to what some friends said. Now this is, that's hearsay by the friends, but they're like talking about that. But then they said, normally dude dresses like a, he and everything else.
Yeah, this is, I personally, in this case, I think it's attention grabbing.
Well, the complex mental health issues.
You think?
That he identifies as a he, is that they're batshit.
That I swear to God, that's what they need to call this movie, batshit. Miller returned to set for the Flash reshoots. They were talking they might cancel the movie in October, which is a sign that they're going to go ahead with the movie. The release date was moved up a week to June 16th. So this is like prime summer slot. There's already a script for Flash 2, which was reportedly put together just in case the Flash does
People
well.
legitimately want Ezra Miller out. Going to see Flash would not be a good idea. If you're going to go see Flash, you're just going to get Ezra Miller more work.
Yeah. Normally I don't
usually say that either. But
I usually
in this case,
don't. But this is, and normally I don't advocate for canceling somebody for like minor infractions, but this is like illegal shit that's been going on for 2 years. And again, this is the same company that threw Johnny Depp overboard because of allegations.
Right. And this person's there's actually proof that he's done this stuff. And my next thing is, and maybe in like 2 or 3 years when it's been proven that, Miller's gone through treatment and Miller is, got themselves in a situation where they're in a better position and they've gotten the help they need and they're stable and they're not out there doing batshit stuff. Okay, then maybe I can see giving them another chance on something. But we're talking like we're giving them another chance now, and then we already have a second script ready to go. And like, what does this teach anybody? We're gonna get rid of people wanted, but we're gonna keep giving you more Ezra Miller, even though everybody thinks Ezra Miller should be out.
Everybody thinks Ezra Miller.
The comments on this are gold, by the way.
Oh God! So we'll hit the comments here, but yeah, they're like they cut Wonder Woman and they cut Superman from this movie. Now people are going to go for the nostalgia because, of course, we got Michael Keaton's Batman, and the rumor is they're actually going to have which I think is morbid, but they're going to have a CGI Christopher Reeve Superman in the movie as well. See, that's
what sucks because I would like to see like Michael Keaton's Batman, but I'm also like not wanting to condone, Ezra Miller being in it.
Well, because apparently now this is according to the comics now, because they have a Batman 89 and Superman movie comic book series. Supposedly, the Michael Keaton Batman movies take place in the same universe as the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. That's supposed to be the canon, I guess. So maybe that's how they're going to do it. Like, oh, the Superman in my world was Christopher Reeve, but Superman.
I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
I think it's morbid, personally. I think it's kind of.
But the comments pretty much sum up what we were all thinking. God, WB simply doesn't get it. I remember the days when a large part of achieving mainstream success was character and professionalism. Does Ezra have blackmail on some of these execs or something? Yes. How is it that the one person who's gotten them the most bad press is the one that some of them want to keep on board?
Yeah.
Who are these execs? I feel like if it was Gunn, they would have just said so.
It's because they use pronouns like they.
I'm sorry, but I that's part of it.
Yeah.
They would be accused of bigotry. But I gotta tell you, a lot of people who identify as non-binary and use they, them pronouns don't think Ezra Miller is okay either.
Well, that's it. This person here says, the Don Matrix says, if this guy was straight, though accused of the same things, he'd be gone. This Chibi Acer says, if that's remotely true, it means WB is even more out of touch because nobody from the LGBTQ plus community is stepping forward.
Exactly. So you're actually being more offensive to the LGBTQ plus community. That's my point.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, I mean,
it goes on and on and on. I mean, there's this comment after comment. People do not think this is a good idea. They're like, what the hell is Warner Brothers doing? I doubt they're going to keep him. You don't reportedly cut ties with everyone else and keep the one guy who's a potential legal and PR nightmare, but they seemingly are.
Well, the rumor is that this is going to be like Flashpoint, that his Flash is going to reboot the DCEU.
But now there's a second Flash film.
Yeah, so they could carry him over like everybody else changes, but they keep him. Is like the holdout from this version of the DCEU.
DC Studios burning in the background while WB execs acting clueless, going ahead with Ezra and getting rid of Henry Cavill.
Unreal.
Sure, they may be willing now, but we'll see what happens when the court case with these court cases. Things could change.
It's not just that they're going.
It's going to go away.
Yeah,
That's what it's going to be. They'll
away.
make sure of it.
It's not just that they're releasing the movie, it's they're spending big bucks for the first time in 17 or 18 years. They're buying a Super Bowl commercial for this trailer.
Like, why? And you go down here. I can't believe I live in a world where WB is getting rid of Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa, arguably their most popular casting choices for these characters ever, and keeping Ezra Miller, the mentally unstable child grooming psychopath.
God, this is just, I mean, absolutely insane. So they canceled Batgirl. I hope it was worth it. I hope all the Batgirl fans, or they're fans of that movie, I hope they're pissed off because nobody ever saw it.
You know, it's just like,
yeah, he was the worst part of the Justice League movie. I agree.
I agree too.
I agree, especially after the Snyder Cut, because they actually gave Cyborg something to do. I think he was easily the weakest part of the movie.
It's not a good thing. I do not think this is a good thing. I do not think condoning Miller's behavior is a good thing. I think, like I said, after a couple of years of therapy, after that's been proven stability, after he's out there, they're out there doing things, showing that they've gotten themselves, you know, balanced and they're, you know, safe to be around, and they are out, you know, trying to, you know, change kids, take them to their alternate dimension, you know, all this other crap they're doing. I think that maybe then you could probably use them in something, but I wouldn't. I'm sorry, use them in something, but I wouldn't go with a DC property.
Oh God, this person's like, they were apparently willing to move forward with Cavill, except when they weren't. Yeah, that was like a done deal. Like, here's a cameo, and then it didn't happen. Why is IGN acting so clueless about this issue? Or is it just for clicks? Warner Brothers isn't going to trash Ezra before the movie. They invested $100 million in it. Well, it's not just that. It's the word is he could stick around after this and be the only one standing from the current version of the DCEU.
And this is one of those cases where, like, you know, people said it with things like Solo and that you want to send a message. I think if people legitimately feel that Ezra Miller needs a timeout, going to see The Flash is going to send the wrong message.
Yeah, but here's the thing. People are going to go see it because it's got, again, if they're going to go see it for Michael Keaton's Batman, they're not going to go see it for Ezra Miller. I just thought it was funny. We're going down, and we joked about this. Avatar 3 is going to feature Fire Navi.
No, I know that they were, because our writer, he has all that information, and I knew they were going to.
Do we have ice cat people too?
I don't know.
Fire cat? God.
He said he knew the next one was going to be Fire. Oh yeah, and by the way, it beat Maverick, and I'm waiting for all the Twitter idiots to be like, oh my God, ha ha ha, Clownfish. You said that it was never, Avatar was never going to beat Maverick, and it beat Maverick, and that's not what we said. What we said was it's going to beat Maverick, but it won't beat Maverick until 2023. Yeah,
we never, and I've said too that I wasn't going to make a bet on how it was going to do because I honestly had no idea.
I said it wasn't going to probably beat Maverick until this year, which is what happened.
Now the weird thing about it though, this is one of those movies where apparently everybody's going to see it, but nobody I know
talks about it or
has gone to see it, except for people that work for us that reviewed it. That's literally it. Like, I don't know anybody personally. It's like, oh my God, I went to go see Avatar last week. It's the best thing ever. You have to go see it. I'm like, nobody's talking about it. You know, they're talking about Endgame. They're talking about Spider-Man.
No, but most of the money, 3/4 of it, is overseas.
Okay, well,
that's why 3/4 of the money, it seems, is overseas markets. You know, I have to wonder, is this like Warner Brothers isn't saying anything about Miller because they wanted to get him through this movie because they're afraid if he doesn't think he's getting another movie, he's going to go out there and start like hitting people or trying to pick up kids again or something.
You're not going to get any candy if you're a bad boy.
So let's keep him happy until, you know, that movie's out. So he thinks he's getting another movie.
There you go.
Then he'll behave himself.
Know. All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.